I'm going to show you an easy workflow you can follow today to find topics, plan content, and also start ranking without needing to pay for any SEO tools. And not only that as well, all of the tools that we're going to be using today, it's actually owned by Google, so you're actually getting raw data. Also, if you haven't already, download mySEO.app. The link will be in the description. We've got live streams in there. We have a community section in there so you can ask questions. We also have got a few different courses in there. So if you're ever struggling with SEO or if you ever want to ask certain questions, download the app, ask in the community. I'm in there very frequently as well. So tactic number one is using the alphabet soup method. Now this is when you search for your keywords, so accountants for, and then you can put in A, B, C, D. Now this is basically going to give you a set of dedicated pages that you actually need to upload to your website. So for example, if we were to take a look here, accountants for actors, and if we were to take a look, as you can see here, we've got a lot of different pages that we can actually build out on our website. So accounting services for actors. Then what we can do is we can replace the A with B, for example, or you could even go down the list. So you've got accountants for authors, artists, accountants for assets, a joint venture. But let's go for B. So we've got accountants for builders, for example. And again, let's just take a look here. So we've got accountants for construction or accountants for builders. And again, this would be another dedicated page that we would actually have. So we would have a page for accountants for actors, then we would have another page for accountants for builders. And you would basically work through this list. So anything else like accountants for barristers, businesses, buy-to-let landlords. Like if we were to just search here, accountants for barristers, we scroll past the PPC ads, as you can see here, barristers, tax returns, and accountants. And again, this would be another dedicated page. Now you can do this for a lot of different examples. This is just for accountants. We can do this for lawyers, for example. So you've got lawyers for animals, asylum seekers, accidents, apartment issues, assault. And we can obviously just go through the alphabet. So you could do B, you could do C, you could do D. So you've got lawyers for driving offences, lawyers for doctors, lawyers for divorce. You could even do this for web design as well. So we've got web design for artists, agencies, apps. Then we've got B, so web design for, I probably wouldn't do web design for beginners because that's more of like a course. But you've got web design for businesses, web design for babies. I'm not too certain about that one. But you've then got web design for construction company, churches, contractors, clothing brand. All of these I would probably have a page for. As you can see, these guys have done it. Web design for construction company. And as you can see, they've got a dedicated SEO optimized page going after that specific service. One thing as well, so this is like step number 2. When you are taking a look at some of these pages, what you want to take a look at is the people also ask. So for example, we've got, how do I create a website for my construction company? What is the best website builder for a construction company? Should a construction company have a website? How to make your website under construction? So this last one, probably not relevant, but these 3 questions are definitely questions that I would be answering on my web design for construction company page. And again, this helps people stay on your page for a little bit longer and also turn into a web form lead as well. So you always want to take a look at the people also ask. One thing as well, once you start opening up some of these questions, you will start getting more questions as well. Now, the more questions that you do open up and close down, they will become a little bit less relevant. So for example, right now we started off with 4, but can ChatGPT build me a website? That's probably not a question that I would have on my web design for construction company page. So when you are taking a look at the people also ask, just kind of use your head when it comes to this, because in some cases, some of the questions, it's probably not relevant to the page. Step number 3 is using Google's own keyword planner. Now, a lot of people use this for PPC, but you can also use this for SEO as well. So if you literally just search Google Keyword Planner, go to the first result here, and you will need to log in, and I believe you also need to add a card, but you don't need to spend anything here. because again, we're not going to be using this for paid ads. We're going to be using it for SEO. So you can do discover new keywords. We could either paste in one of our competitors' websites, or you can actually add in keywords. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to select start with a website. We're then going to search for whatever keyword. So law firm in London, I've just copied in, and we're going to copy this website and we're going to paste that in here. Now you can either use the entire website, or if you're on a specific page of this website, let's say you're on a blog page or a service page and you want to see what that specific page is ranking for, you can select use only this page. I'm going to do the entire website because I want to see what this website is ranking for from a holistic point of view. And as you can see here, we've got divorce lawyers, we've got employment lawyers, law firm website, family law firm, top divorce lawyers in London. So these are all the keywords that this website's actually ranking for. And as you can see, there's over 500 results that it's actually given us. Now, this is a really good way of actually breaking down competitors' websites, because you can actually see exactly what the what keywords that website's actually ranking for, and you can also paste in specific pages as well. One slight issue that you do have with this is that there will be some overlap, right? So for example, divorce lawyer London here and top divorce lawyer London, that will be the one page. So you always want to make certain that you're not creating an individual page for each of these keywords, because in a lot of cases it's just the one page that you need to actually have. Like here's another example, family lawyers London and then family law firms London. That would just be the one page, but you can obviously work both of these keywords within that page and try and rank that one page for both of those keywords. One thing that you can obviously also do is you can select all 502 keywords, download these keywords as like a Google Sheet, for example, and then use this as like a reference in ChatGPT or Gemini. So this is the prompt I'm going to use. I just exported the 502 as a CSV. And we're going to use a very simple prompt. Can you group these keywords so there is no keyword cannibalization? So as you can see here, we have got our keyword clusters with no cannibalization. We have got our dedicated pages, and it's also combined the variety of keywords or the keyword modifiers as well into dedicated pages. So we've got divorce lawyers London, and obviously here we've got divorce lawyers London, top divorce lawyers London, family lawyers London. So this is all one page. So you would have just the H1 being divorce lawyers London. Then we've got family law. We then have employers law, commercial law, solicitors, London near me, law firms London, and then we've got law firms UK, which is a little bit more generic. Then they've got like a Manchester law firm page. So this law firm that we were looking at, they do have a variety of different offices throughout the UK. Then we've got intellectual property, law, property / conveyancing lawyers, dispute resolution / litigation, prenups, data protection, so GDPR, and then sports law. Now, one very slight issue with Google's keyword planner is that it's going to find a lot of bottom of funnel keywords. Now, this is basically what a funnel looks like. So right now we've got a lot of bottom of funnel, so visitors that are ready to buy. However, we still want middle and top of funnel, and this next strategy is going to give us a little bit more top and middle of funnel. Now, top of funnel is a lot lower intent, so that the intent of somebody visiting your website and inquiring with you is a lot lower, whereas bottom of the funnel, it's a lot higher. Bottom of funnel, typically speaking, is a little bit harder to rank for because everyone wants to rank for lawyers in London or family lawyers or divorce lawyers, for example. Whereas top of funnel might be an article to do with how much does a divorce cost, right? They're very much in research planning mode when it comes to top of funnel keywords. Typically speaking, top of funnel keywords get a lot more searches as well. Now, if you go to any website or I would probably say like 98% of websites, they will have what's called a robots.txt file. And this is basically what it looks like. Not a pretty file by any means, but this is where Google goes to, first of all, when it comes to crawl any website. And then within there should be a sitemap URL. You can obviously copy that and paste that. And this is basically what a sitemap looks like. So whenever Google's crawlers or when Google comes to scan your website, this is basically what it checks out. So it checks to see which pages you actually have on your website. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy all of these URLs. Might take a few seconds actually. Do you know what? You can actually do Control A and then just copy that. And this will basically highlight, or it will copy all of their pages that they actually have live on their website. We're then going to use Google Notebook LM, and this is basically going to allow us to visualize our competitor. So we're just going to click on copy text and we're going to paste this into here. Now, if you are experiencing that the sitemap is too big, what you can also do as well is you can go to that sitemap URL and then you can click on Save As, and you can save this as an actual file as well. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to save it to my desktop, and we're going to upload the file instead. So that's just finished downloading. We're going to just click and drag this to our file. So once you've got your sitemap in the Notebook LM, what we then want to do is click on Mind Map. Now this is basically going to take a look at all of the URLs that we've just given it, and it's going to create a overall visual sitemap of every single page that our competitor actually has. And then basically we can go in and see which pages we actually need on our website and which pages that they actually have that we don't have as well. So it has just finished. This does depend on how big the sitemap is. This maybe took like 1 minute. And if we take a look here, we can expand on it. So we've got legal services. So these are all of the different sectors that they actually work in. So they've got dispute resolution, employment, family law, property, banking and finance. Then if you actually click into each one of those, you also see every single service that they actually provide for each sector. Now we can obviously close that down. We can take a look at their clients and sectors. So private wealth, businesses, non-profits, education. So these are all dedicated pages that they actually have on their website. If you take a look at their About Us, so again, they've got, I'm guessing a pro bono, and they've also got carbon emissions. They're working on that. They've also got a careers section. So again, in some cases, you might want to ignore some of these. Like for example, they might have like a meet the team page, or they might have like a jobs page as well. So again, depending on your actual business, you might decide to actually not have those. And then they've also got like some legal pages like complaints policy, cookie policy, privacy, etc. But this gives you a very good understanding of which pages your competitors actually have that you don't have. And it maybe takes about 4 or 5 minutes to actually get this working, and Google Notebook LM to actually show you all of this data. The next step would obviously be to create SEO optimized pages for each of those actual articles. So that's the next step there. But that's my video. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like. If you haven't already, check out myseo.app. It's completely free to use. Or if you want to work with me, head over to kasra-.com, fill in the contact form, and I will be in touch. Thanks for watching.